Have you ever reached a point in your life where everything seemed fine, yet inside something whispered that fine wasn't enough? From the outside, life looked good. Steady job, happy family, everything you'd once dreamed of. But deep within, there was this ache, a knowing that you'd stopped daring to dream. You settled for enough when your soul was built for something greater. I know that feeling, because not too long ago I found myself there too. Grateful, but restless. Comfortable, but constrained. Living the dream I had once fought for, yet realizing that if I stayed there, I'd be betraying the parts of me still called to grow. A few years ago, my family and I were living what many would call a good life. We had a stable home, enough for small savings and a few holidays, and all the signs of having made it. And yet deep inside, I could feel it. A subtle pull that I was living small, settling into comfort when my spirit was called to more. Today, I want to talk about 4 shifts I needed to go through to get myself dreaming again, to peel back the layers of fear, comfort, and caution and ask, what is it that I truly want now? You see, I used to be a dreamer. I had big dreams. Dreams that mapped out a future full of growth, purpose, and adventure. But somewhere along the way, I started making my dreams smaller to fit my current reality, rather than stretching my reality to fit the dreams placed inside me. I had become afraid to dream, afraid to want more in case it disrupted the good enough life we had built. I even resisted small things, like window shopping for things I could not yet afford because it felt too uncomfortable to desire something beyond what seemed reasonable. But deep down, I knew. If I didn't allow myself to dream again, I would quietly betray the potential placed inside me. So I made a decision. I reached out for help. I started working with a coach. My coach was someone who challenged me to think bigger, believe wider, and ask boldly, what would it look like to live fully aligned with who I was created to be? That decision to seek professional help changed more than just our circumstances. It began a deeper work in me. It shifted my mindset, expanded my spirit, and planted the seeds for the legacy we are still building today. During those coaching sessions, I started to see what I hadn't dared to admit. The desire to stay in my comfort zone wasn't just about comfort. It was about fear. I discovered I was struggling with the fear of disrupting the status quo. Fear that I had already gone further than the examples I grew up with. Fear shaped by peers who were satisfied with enough. Fear that if I lifted my head above the parapet, I might draw unnecessary attention, and perhaps even lose what I had fought so hard to build. But good enough was never meant to be the measure of a life fully lived. And as I sat with all that discomfort, a simple but essential truth surfaced. Dreaming again isn't reckless. It's responsible, and it's necessary for your growth. Dreaming again is a decision to believe that your life was meant for more than survival. It was meant for impact. And if you're feeling the ache between where you are and where you could be, maybe it's not a sign that you're ungrateful. Maybe it's a sign that you're ready to grow again. Leaning into that new willingness to dream again, I realized something even deeper that brought me to the second shift. It wasn't just about daring to dream again. It was also about how I was envisioning my future. I realized that I need to dream based on the size of my calling, not the size of my current circumstances. It's human nature to shrink our dreams to match what feels available. But real growth, legacy-building growth, begins when you allow your faith, not your fear, to set the scale of your vision. You need to realize that current limitations are not prophecies. They're starting points, and are often a reflection of yesterday's thinking. Every pioneer you admire, every breakthrough you celebrate, started with someone daring to envision more than what was reasonable at the time. In the same way, faith invites us to build beyond what we currently see, and to hope beyond the evidence that surrounds you. Your life was never meant to be a mirror of your circumstances. It was meant to be a reflection of your calling. To wrap up, here are 4 areas you need to reflect on and consider truthfully. Maybe without even realizing it, you've been playing small, measuring your future by today's limits. Maybe something inside you recognizes that tension now. If so, I invite you to pause, to breathe, to dare to ask yourself, what dream have I stopped dreaming? What vision have I quietly folded away because it felt too big, too bold, or too far beyond where I am right now? And what if, just what if, that ache isn't something to hide or dismiss, but but a sacred invitation to grow again. So, if today's reflection spoke to something inside you, I invite you to stay connected. Each week, I share thoughtful insights, strategies, and reflections to help you lead, build, and grow with clarity and purpose. Take a step forward today. Subscribe to our channel and join the weekly newsletter at www.thefacelesscoach.com. Begin the shift that could redefine your journey. Because sometimes all it takes is one shift in vision to change the course of everything. Until next time, stay grounded, remain courageous, and dare to dream again. We at The Faceless Coach believe in you. You've got this.